Hello everybody, my name is Bart and this is my son Alex.
Hi.
We live in Indiana and we just acquired this piece of automotive history. This first YouTube video is going to be about our gradual progress in bringing this Polish Fiat 126 into its original glory. We will be showing you what things we're doing to it to basically restore its appearance. So first question is, why in video in English? And the answer is pretty obvious. This is a car that was manufactured in Poland, and there is a plethora of videos in Polish, but there might be some people that are English speakers and would love to learn more about this car, so we figured let's do this video in English. This is also going to be a father-son project. My Alex is 16 and he never seen this car. He grew up in the United States. I grew up in Poland. It was our family car, and I'll get into that more in later videos. But this is going to be the car that hopefully I will also help him learn more about automotive technology, because this car, as you will find out very quickly, is so simple and so easy to learn on. It's an excellent learning car to learn on. And we're going to just document our progress with this car. We actually bought it yesterday. Today is February 11th, so we bought it yesterday. We drove it home and did it great, and we already start working on it just a little bit. So yeah, that's really the gist of it. Today we will just start cleaning it. This car was imported actually from Slovenia, believe it or not. It's a 1988 model, and it was brought into the United States about a year ago. It was a single owner vehicle. My understanding is an older gentleman owned it, and as you can see, took a very nice care of it. But yet there are a few things that we can improve on and really restore it to what I hope a museum-like condition. And it's worth doing it because there are not too many of these cars left, unfortunately. We'll give you a little bit more history, maybe later episodes, but you know, there were several millions, I believe over 4 million of these cars made in total between the production in Poland, and there were some also made in other countries, Italy most notably. But very few remain, even in Poland. Certainly in the United States, there are not too many of those cars. I would guess fewer than 30 units. That would be just my guess. So you're not gonna see this car on the street, and therefore, you know, it's worth bringing it to the original, hopefully the original condition. So the few things we're going to be working on is just cosmetic, mainly in nature. So let's just give a little bit more overview. You know, this car is somewhat partially disassembled because I start kind of already poking around, just trying to clean the front compartment and taking the seats out of it. And we just did a few things, but maybe Alex, if you could open the rear, the engine compartment. And maybe we could just kind of walk people through what we're going to get into. So as you can see, engine in its full glory. This is a 650 cc's engine, 650 cubic centimeters. That's why you see the 650 in the back there. Two-cylinder air-cooled engine with 24 horsepower. The engine is made it to a transmission you cannot see. With the transmission is 4-speed plus a reverse, and our main goal here with Alex is going to basically clean the engine compartment. How can I say? Just improve the appearance and then fix a few oil leaks that this car have. One thing that I will tell you: there is no such thing as a oil leak-free Italian car. And this car is no example. The oil leaks are fortunately very simple to fix, you know, the car is nearly 30 years old, so it's expected that there would be oil leaks, even in any automobile, I would say. So that's going to be the job for the engine compartment. We'll show you how to change the fuel filter, which you see there. I'm guessing it's original. We have a new one coming in. We'll change that today. We already did an oil change yesterday. Well, Alex did it. And all you do is just drain the oil. There is no oil filter per se. There is a centrifugal filter that is kind of buried there, and you'd have to disassemble a piece of this hatch and everything, and you don't do it every oil change. So we just wanted to change the oil. And what else did we do yesterday, Alex?
Change the fuel filter tube.
Oh, change the fuel filter tube. That's right. So this fuel filter hose was just getting cracked, and for a grand total of $1, we were able to find a new piece of hose and installed it. Also, we changed this, didn't we, Al? This is what they call it, a crankcase ventilation system. All it is just connects the crankcase to this oil filter so that it doesn't build the pressure inside of the crankcase. It has to be. And what happened is this thing was all cracked up, and I'm guessing that's why you see some of the oil on the engine. It was leaking out onto the engine compartment. So one thing that I will say is very important on these cars when you buy them is obviously to find one that has as little of corrosion as possible. And again, there's no such thing as a corrosion-free Italian car. I think Italian cars start to corrode even if there is a rain in the forecast. So finding one that is totally corrosion-free, probably not very likely. But this car has very little corrosion, mainly just the surface things that needs to be addressed, and no perforation. If you find one with perforation, the worst ones, the worst areas are around the wheel wells and the here, the sides. Then it's a tough, because you basically have to do some welding and repair. This car doesn't have any of these problems. As I said, it was, well, maybe I did not say, the car was originally exported from Poland to Slovenia, and that's where the car was, and it didn't spend too much time in the snow, I don't think. And if it did, it was certainly stored in the garage, because you don't see any of the rust spots. What you see here, like on the area, it's mainly dirt. It's not really rust, it's just dirt. And then down there in where the spare tire is, it's just also dirt. It does not really a corrosion. So I'm really relieved to find that the car is actually maybe a little better shape than I thought. Fixing surface corrosion on cars obviously is pretty simple. And the car obviously not going to corrode any further because it's going to be stored in the garage and everything. So yeah, let's pause it here and let's get going, and then we'll continue filming as we get into it. What I would like to do, or maybe work first, is get the car out, and we'll put it on we'll raise it up a little bit so we can degrease the engine compartment. And then I think what we need to do is we need to degrease the engine compartment, Alex, so that when there's leaks, then we figure out where they're coming from. Otherwise, if there's so much oil around, it's hard to figure out where the oil is coming from. So we'll back the car up, raise it up a little bit so that we can thoroughly degrease the car, and then we'll start looking for oil leaks. Stay tuned.